Hi, and welcome to Student Management System developed using PHP, CSS, BootStrap, HTML, and JavaScript. Now let me show you guys how this works. Right there, let me select the course ID, faculty, and let's go for Science and Technology, and let's say the school is computing. Mode of attendance is full-time. 2009-2020 year, let's assume it's final year student, and right there, student ID, title, let's say it's Mr. Danny, Dodgy, and date of birth of Dodgy is 12 there, and male. And let's come right down here, enter the tutor's name, let's say that's Felix Johnson, and the course code, course title, let's just say that's computer science. That's yes, and that'll be no. It's not a postgraduate student, it's not a research student. And in here, address of Mr. Dodgy, let's say is 5 Big Town Road. Okay, let's enter his email and so on. Okay, that is personal details have been entered. Now we just need to enter the grades of Danny. So let's assume those are the grades. And right here we just enter the project. Here we couldn't enter anything because it will not allow you, and that's, as you can see, said new record inserted successfully. So let's come in there. Those are the new record. If I try to insert this record again, the system will actually highlight this very email. Check that out. It's telling me someone else is already using that email. Let's say I go back in there and just change that very email to, let's say we have Danny's. Okay, we can even adjust this, but before then, let me just show you the data that we enter of Danny in right in here. Press F5 or let's just refresh, and right here those are the details of Danny in there that we just entered. So let's go back to the program itself, and in here I'm going to change some of the data in there. So we'll change this to 89 and come in here 92, and let's go for another 90, and maybe this one 88, and let's click on academic grade. Now there we go, it's now a first class student, new record inserted successfully, as you can see. And let me show you guys the database. So let's come back in here and just click on the database, and right there that is Danny's information as a first class student, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is to take you straight into Notepad++, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. And welcome back to Notepad++. The next thing I'm going to do now is to go straight to the language, and let's select P and just click on PHP, then come right down here and save the file. Let's save this file as grades. Okay, that's fine with an S, and just save it right there. And I'm going to enter the following. Now the first thing I would like to do is to let's enter a title in there, that's Student Management System. Right, and right underneath here I'm going to enter the link that I'm going to use for this project from what I've copied from BootStrap. So I'm just gonna paste that in there anyway. I'm right there. Now what I'm going to do now is let's go straight to the body. Right inside the body I'm going to call the following class, and that class is going to be just to define how the interface is going to look like there, and I can always enter more class in there. Now let's come straight to see where I have the form. In the case of the form, I'm going to call the name, and that the name of my project is just going to be called, let's say, student, or go for student, right? And close that up. Now the method that I'm intend to use is going to be as follows. Get rid of that and just enter method equals. It's going to be by post. And what about the action? There we go. That will be the action. In this case, I'm just going to call the action student db. So student database .php, that will be for the action. Now let's divide the whole system now. So that's going to be my first division, and that is going to be class is going to contain as follows. So let's say if we say contain or container, so that I can adjust my website the way I want, and in there I'm going to say role class equals role. There we go. Right. So the next thing I like to do now is to divide this role into 4. I'm going to divide it into 4 because BootStrap do allow you to divide into 12 columns. So I'm going to divide my columns into 4 for each, and that'll be 3. So let's come in and just say column SM and just make that 4. Right, that one is out of the way. And maybe I should just use this opportunity to enter a title in here. So I'm going to say H. Let's say the class for this is going to be background, and in the case of this background I'm going to just call it secondary. This you can find inside BootStrap. So let's say secondary. Just go to the background, you should be able to see the different color, and the fonts would be, let's say A is going to be, oh come on, get that right there, and let's make that bold. Right, what is text? Shall we go for white or black? Let's say white, and close that. So every single one of these classes is from BootStrap. Okay, you get all about the background here. There's different colors in there. If you say information or info there, and you can even use either white or dark gray. Now that that is done, I'm just going to enter B in there to make it bold, and course information. Let's get that right. Yeah. Okay, let's say bold. Close that and close this font size as well. Yeah. Now Maybe I should just draw a line underneath here. To draw that line, I'm going to say HR, and let's call one of the BootStrap class as well, MB-3, and there we go. Alright, I think maybe we should try this out now. Okay, so let's go straight into our browser, and right there just enter the URL, press enter, and there we go. Course information. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a line right underneath here. Good. Let's go back to the codes. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a table here, and right underneath here, let's close that table there. And inside the table, I'm going to enter the following. Now, first of all, let's just come in here and say that is for my role, and I will now enter a table, and in there, inside the table data, let me say I have course ID. That is the very first one, and that very course ID, that will be the first thing that you guys will see, and I'm going to just close that in here. Now that the course ID is closed, let's change this to D, and I'm going to open another one. The second one is going to be, let's just call that select, because I'm going to be using option there, select name, and the name is going to be, let's just say course ID as well. Course ID, that is the name, and the course ID itself, let's enter an ID for it. ID equals I course ID. Okay, yeah, I'm going to call it I course ID. Yeah, I, let's put an I there, paste that course ID and close that up. Now what about the style? The style, I'm going to define the size so that I can define my own, the horizontal width. So let's come in here and just say it's going to be 200 pixels. And what else do I need? And I'm just going to enter a margin and make the text align right. Now right underneath here, let's say option, and the value equals, let's just enter a space in here, so that'll be the name for the very first value, and this, just close that up, and there will be nothing in there. Open another one, close the option. That's the very first one. So I might as well just copy this to make life easy for me. Copy, paste, paste, and paste. The next option, I'm going to call that science and technology. No, it's actually science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So in here, the course code for that, because it's just a course code, I can just say STM. Let's make up the course code, right? And the next one, let's make that up. So maybe we'll go for something legal studies. Legal studies. The name, the course code, let's say LS there, and let's make up another one. All right, the first let's assume the first option box is already taken care of. I'm going to try this out. Let's go straight to the browser. Let's click on that and refresh. There we go. So that's the first option box taken care of. So let me just come back in here and speed that up. There, the second option box. So have a good look at it. So this is for faculty. Now come in here, save that, and come right here and just refresh. We have the second option box, first, second, and I'm going to make another one of those. Let's just copy and paste. Okay guys, more option box has been added, so take a good look at it. I just had to speed this up because it's taking a bit too long now. So let's save that and come right here to the browser and see what we've done so far. Okay, let's refresh. There we go guys, look at that. That's great. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to enter, let's come right down here and say break and enter some more option box. Okay, I've just added one more table, and on that very table I've added the following inputs. Okay, so let's save that and let's go to the browser. Just take a good look at that. We'll come straight to the browser here and refresh. There we go guys. So what I'm going to do now is come straight here and let's speed up things a little bit. So come right down here, press enter and just speed it up. There. So take a good look at the lines of code from the top. Bring it down a little bit. So it's exactly the same lines of code. And because it's taking too long already, I just had to speed this up. Okay, there's another table right here that you've just seen earlier on, and this another table with some options there for student ID, title, and so on. Alright, take it down so that you guys can see it. Okay, here are the subjects there. So I'm just gonna save that and let's go straight to the browser and refresh that. There we go. Though there's nothing happening now, and that is how my interface look like. And those are just my two buttons, one for reset and one for the grading. Here I have the project hours times 2. In total there are 8 subjects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Project is 2, and in here that's where I have the total score and average score. But the thing with the total score, average score, and classification, you cannot enter anything in here. However, you can enter some value in here, but none of these buttons works, so nothing is going to happen. So let's come in here for these 3 text box in there. As you can see, let's look for total. Here are the buttons, the 2 buttons. Okay, now classification, as you can see, read only. Okay, overall average, read only. Total score is read only. Okay, that's why we cannot enter any data in them. Alright, so I'm going to come back in here. Let's just refresh. So what I want to do is I want to be able to save all of these data straight onto the database, and I think towards the end of it I'm going to have to use JavaScript to restrict most of the entries that are made in here. But first thing first, let's create our database. Let's come straight to PHP My Admin and click on the tab there, and there we go. So what I'm going to do is right inside login, that's where I'm going to put my table. So the name of the database is going to be called login. So that's the one I'm going to have to call. And what I just need to do is click on new, because I'm not going to be using all of the input here. I'm just going to use, let's go for the school and the academic here, name of the candidate, and all of the subjects. So let's come in here. So click on new. In total, let's see, that's this. We have 6 and 12, that's 14. I have 14 here, that's 10, 12, 14. Yeah. Okay, with the ID that'll be 15. So let's come in here and just click on new. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to make this in total here. I'm gonna have to add the email as well, because I can always use the email to check on double input or double entry into the database. So here I already have 4, so I'm just going to add 12 to it. That will make it 16, and let's just give it a name. I'm going to call it student. Let's say student data. There. So that's the name of my table, student data. I'm going to click on go. There we go. My table is now ready for me to enter the names of each candidate, but the first one is going to be ID, and I'm going to make that about maybe 11. And this ID, let's come in here, you see right here, I'm going to check that. Okay, let's check that, so to auto increment for me, and I will also select that as my primary key and click on OK. So that's taken care of. Now the next data that I'm going to enter will be the school and the year. So let's come in here and just click on school. We want the academic year. Then here we want first name, I want the surname, and email. Okay, so let's come right down. Then now I need the subject, that will be games. I have games in there, and after games, what do I have? Animation, business. Let's go for animation, business. And after business, we have software testing, object oriented, and computing. Software testing, object oriented, computer science or computer studies, systems, something like that. Yeah, okay. Then we have project. The project is double award, that's why I said project multiplied by 2. If you add all of these together, there's 6 here. With the project, that's 8 units in total. So let's enter the project. Come right down here, just enter, click on that, and that's the project there. And the next one is the total score, average, and classification. There we go. So I'm just going to, for the classification, that'll be virtual, and let's enter 250 there, and maybe 30 here. Okay, another 30 here, 30. Oh, that's projects. Yeah, okay, that's fine. This adjusts the units. So I'm going to make those ones 30 characters maximum. And business 30, animation, games. Okay, in the case of email will be virtual, and make that 250 plus 255. Name 255. First name 255 as well. academic here, let's just say 30 there, and the school we can make that 255 as well. The academic here, let's change that to date, and that is all there is to it. So my student data is ready. So all we just need to do now is to click on save. So have a good look at it. I'm going to scroll down so that you guys can do the same. You can always change it to whatever you want. Okay, now let's come right here and save. Click on save. There we go. Yeah, my database is saved now. Okay, I can now call this. So what I'm going to do is go into my, let's create another PHP program that will call this very login and this table called student data. All right, so that's sorted. Okay, let's go back to my Notepad++. So I'm going to click on new, and let's go to the language. Let's select PHP, and I might as well just save this verify. Let's save it as student database. Let me put an S there. Put an S. Okay, student DB with an S. Save. Good. Now the first thing is, let's enter greater than question PHP. Let's close that. Alright, so I will now call the following. So if I go into my program here, I want to be able to address all of these. The first one I want to address will be the school. Where is the school? There we go. That's the school. I want to be able to call this name. So I'm going to click on school, copy that, and right underneath here, let's say $school equals $_ post, and let's enter the school in there, square brackets. Okay, and let's close that up. So the order will be the other. Let's copy that and just paste it, then we use that to populate the rest. And in total I have 15 of those anyway that I intend to call. So the next one will be academic. Right, academic. Let's come right down here. That is it. Call that very name. Copy. And I'm going to paste academic here and just paste it here as well. And followed by first name. And first name inside the post. So we take care of surname. Surname right here. Then we have email. And email here as well. And so on, guys. Okay, that is that done. The next thing I'm going to do now is to use an if statement to determine the state of each input. So I'm going to say if not empty, let's enter not there, then we type in empty there. So the first one is going to be school. So copy that, paste that in here. The school will be in a bracket there, and the next one will be academic. So I'm going to copy that, and this time around I will use all. So just that's how we enter all. Paste that in there. Then that'll be for academic if academic 2 is not empty, and followed by first name and surname. Okay, let's take care of first name first, then we take care of the surname there, and so on. That's how I'm going to check it all. Okay, let's speed that up. And right there, guys, so what I'm going to now do is to open up a curly braces here, and in here the first thing I would do now, let's just close this up. The first thing I'm going to do is let's enter host. The host equals, that is going to be local host, the local host there. And what about my, let's say, database username, that is going to be root. There we go. And let's close that up. Then we need the database password. The password is empty, so I'm just gonna say db password is gonna be empty in there. Right there, that's empty. Now what about the database name? DB name. The database name, if you guys, as you guys can still remember, is called login. Yeah, that is where all my database is inside. Login, that's it right here. Okay, so let's go back in here, and the database name, as you can still recall, is called student data. The table is called student data, I mean. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we now want to connect the whole database. So let's come right down here. I'm just going to define my own connector variable. In there is going to be connect equals new MySQL I. Okay, and the host. Let's get the host on board. Comma. We want the database name, password, and so on. Database name, password. Paste that in there, and the database name itself there. Okay, let's close that up. Now I'm going to use an if statement to check if there's any error. So if there's an error, I would like it to just die. So I'm going to say if connection error. Let's come in here and just say MySQL I underscore connection connect error, actually underscore connect error. Close that up. Curly braces. Then I'll say die. Okay, what I want to die is going to be connect error. Open up that, and that will be the connector error. This one. Copy that, paste that in here. There. Okay, so let's enter parentheses, full stop, quotes, and full stop. Then there we go. Now else, what we want to do now is to use selection statement. So let's enter that, and say select equals select there. And where is it selecting from? I want you to validate the whole selection from my email. So first thing, let's put this in a quote, and that will be email, and then the name of my table from student data. Student data, that is the name of my table itself. Okay, and that will be where the email must be unique value, and right there must be unique value. So the next thing is, let me insert equals insert, and that will be into the database itself. That is it right here. Copy the name of that database and just paste it in here. Now let me enter the fields. So the first field is school, and comma, there is academic. Double click on that, comma. After the academic, I have first name, comma, surname, comma, email, and so on. The next one are all the subjects, games, comma, we have after game here animation, and after the animation, comma, what else do we have? We have business. So I'm going to press enter here so that we can continue. And I have software, then object oriented, comma, object oriented. Where is the objects? Okay, object oriented, there we go, comma, and after the object oriented, I have computer systems. Yeah, after computer system, we have the project. Comma, what else do we have? We have total score, we have average, and we have verify. There, those are all the data. Then I'm going to just, let's close that up here. Yeah, now, and I want to say value, let's say just a value equals, let's just enter question mark for all of the value. There will be in total there will be 15. So, enter another one there. So just, I can just copy and just paste it. And there we go. And there, that's 16 in total. And let's just close up the speech mark there. Right, so that's taken care of. Now let's prepare the statement for whatever input that we have in there. So I'm going to say statement. So let's, that should be C, and so on. Really, the statement is that'll be equals, let's call the variable that we declared up there, connect to prepare, and let's select, close that bracket. and so on. Okay, there guys, I now have all of my prepared statement to validate that. So, and if there's nothing in there, I want it to close. So else let it insert all of the above. Okay, those are all of the name of my columns there, and I also want you to then get it executed. All right, and I will also like the system just to let us know if there's new record added. So if there's new record added, I want this message: new record inserted. Else someone else already have the data that we have on the email. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so I'm going to save this and we'll run it and see how it's going to look like. All right, so let's get rid of that and just save it. I just had to speed this up because of time. Okay, have a good look at the lines of code, then we run it again. Run it and you guys see how it works. Hopefully there's no error. Yeah. Okay. Alright, before we can run it, the name of this is called student database with an S. So let's come in here on the form. Let's come to form, that will be database, yeah, with an S. So I'm just calling this very connected that we just created now. Okay. Right. Okay, it looks all right to me. So let's come back in here and make sure it's saved, and save this as well. All right, so let's go to our browser and just click on refresh. Then we enter some data. There we go, that's my database. So come in here, that's the browser. Let's refresh, and I'm just going to enter some. I already have some data in here. Nothing will happen because these two buttons are not connected to anything yet. So let's just enter some grades in here. Let's make this up. There won't be anything in here because 1, 2, and 3 are locked up. Right, but we can open it and just see. Let's enter data here and just make that up. Let's speed that up. I've entered all of the data, but I have a feeling I may end up with error because of this very place. Okay, let's go back to the codes. Let's come in here and right inside the code, let's go to where I have it as. I just need to delete. Okay, you see this? I'm going to get rid of those for now so that I can enter some data in there. And I also need something, and I will also need this. I need this button to carry out one or two things. I've already called this type submit anyway, so hopefully that should do the work. Okay, let's just get rid of this and see. I'm going to cut it off so that I can replace and do that. Let's cut and get rid of this as well. I will always replace them. Now save. Let's go in here and refresh the whole lot. Okay, I can enter data in here now. There, so let's click on academic grades. There, you see new record inserted. That's good. So now let's check our table here. This is my table, so let's go to browse, and all I just need to do, oh look at it, yeah, I'm very excited. It's working. That's good. That is good. Okay, new record inserted. So what I want to now achieve is when I enter all of those data in here, I want to be able to officially add everything up. Okay, that's what I want to try and achieve. Right, so which means we add up every single unit here and we should be able to get the total. Okay, and we should also be able to get the average, whatever the average might be, and then classify these various students either as first class honors, or so classify the student either as first class, let's get rid of that, or second class. And the other thing is for us to be able to use this very button. Okay, and here, okay, it's asking for names here, so we can just enter name here. Okay, another name here, and here we need an email for that, so we have to enter correct email, else it's not going to work. Right, then we need the, let's say it's mathematics department, and the date. Here we're going to need correct date for that. And when we click, want to be able to retrieve every single information that is entered here. We want to make sure it's on the database, and at the same time I would like you to calculate this and so on. So now you can see the latest information that I've entered in there. Okay, is on the database itself. Okay, but let's go back in here. Let's go back in here. We want to go back to my, yeah, that's where what we want. We want this very one. So we come right down here, go back to your PHP database that you're working on, PHP website that you're working on. And this is for the database where I call every single database itself. Okay, and let's see, everything here is right. Okay, now let's go back to the, this is where all of those information that you see here, okay, that's where it all comes from, the website itself, if I can call it a website. Alright, now let's come right down here. What I want to do first of all is to make sure I get back read only, just undo those deletion that I carried out. Yeah, they are all back in there now. I now need to create a function for this very button, this one here. Okay, and now I'm going to create another function for this very one. This is just to clear. So right underneath here, I'm going to, let's enter script, and we just take it from there. So we also end the script here. Right, now the very first function, let's call result. I'm going to call that function result. That's btn result. I think I should have that here, btn result. That's it. I'm going to copy that. So mouse click btn result. I want you to do as follows, and enter curly braces there. Okay, the second function, that's going to be for resets, btn resets, this one, or btn clear. Okay, that's fine, btn clear. So I want to paste that right underneath here. Function number 2, btn clear. There we go. I only have 2 buttons, so that's what you should do. Now for each of those units, I'm going to declare a variable. I'm going to call it U1. So we stand for maybe unit 1, and I'm going to say I want you to pass the following value as integer for me. Let's put an int there. And what am I passing as integer? Is going to be document dot get element by id. Get element by id, and the element I want you to get by id is going to be I games dot whatever the value might be. Close that there. Now I games, let's check the unit games. The unit game, the ID is I game. The next one is going to be I animation. So I'm going to copy that, scroll right down. So let's just paste that one here and copy all of this. I'm going to copy all of this. So that is this right there. Okay, so whatever value is inside the text field there is then stored into U2. So I'm just going to copy this and just change things around. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. There we go. Now this last one, I'm just going to call that check total. Check total will add up every single value that I have in here. Okay, so let's say U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus U4 plus U5 plus U6 now plus U7. U7 is going to be multiplied by 2 because U7 is a project. Okay, that is it. Now let's give all of these the right name. So this one is going to be called business, calling them by their various ID name. Then this one is software, and I have object here. I think this is uppercase. Yeah. Then this is computer. Yeah, there we go. And finally we have project. There we go, guys. There. Right, I now have all of my data in place. Now I'm going to now use conditional statement to validate the selection made. To achieve that, the first thing I like to do is if check total. So the overall total should not be more than 800. If check total is greater than 800, then we want as follows. We want it either to alert the user. Let's say alert. Let's just say total mark entered is invalid. Okay, that should do. Now I want the document to get rid of every other thing that I have in there, so I'm going to say document, paste that in there, document. Let's look at the name of our form itself. Let's come into the form, document students. So I'm going to come right down here, document dot student dot game, I think is games, dot value equals clear. Yeah, let's clear that there. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the orders there. Copy that and just paste it. Now the next one is going to be animation, and we have business. The B, and after that we have software, but the name is going to be different. I think it's called software. Yeah, that's that. Then followed by object oriented. Here will be, if that is object oriented, the next one should be computing. I think computer systems. Yeah. And finally, this should be project. Okay. And now we also have to clear the total, average, and the class or classification as well. There we go. Okay, supposing final total is less than 800, what do we do then? In that case, we use else here. Else, let's carry out as follows. So I'm going to say document student, copy that, paste that in here. Document student dot total score dot value equals, and I'm going to now add up everything here. So let's just copy all of that. Paste that in here. Okay, total value there. What about average? Now I have this in here, or I can just call this variable and paste it in here instead of, yeah, I can just call that. Let's see, let's call this, paste it in there. If it doesn't work, we change it around. Then we want to now work out, this is for the total, we want to now work out the average. In the case of the average, let's just say average, we divide that by 8, divide by 8 there. Hopefully that should work. If it doesn't, we change things around. Now underneath here, I'm now going to use an if statement. But first thing, now that I've entered all of this here, let's save it and make sure it's going to work, because that's important as well. Come in here, and that is it. Let's refresh and just press this. Okay, it's telling me it already exists, but let's come right down here. Yeah, the average works and the total works. That is correct. Just to confirm, let's exceed the maximum value and see what's going to happen. Okay, let's go back in there. It actually cleared the whole system. That is good. It's working, guys. Right, that's fine. And let's just change this name around. And here we can enter anything there. There we go. New record added successfully. If I come in here now and press F5, those data should appear. Look at it. Look at it. There we go. Look at that. It's all in there. And average is working apart from the class. So okay, that is good. I'm gonna go back in here. Let's continue with my code so I can use this. That is fine. Now right underneath here, I'm now going to use an if statement. If average less than and equals to 20, then this is what's going to happen. Let's say document student dot class. Copy that and paste it here. Document student dot I class or I classify dot value equals, that is going to be equals fill. There. That's the first condition. The second condition is, let's assume is greater than and equals to 30, and that will be certificate of higher education. Right, now come right down here, paste that, and if is no, this should be 30 now. If is 45, in the case of 45, that would be third class. There we go. And in the case of the rest, if it's 60, that's second class, 79 second class upper, and 80 first class. There. Okay, that's everything taken care of. Right, so have a good look at those lines of codes. Those are the conditions. So I'm going to save that before I take care of the last one, which is that's just the clear. So in there, before I do anything, let's come in here. You see these ones? I can use one single. No, I'm not going to copy that. I'm going to come right down here and just let's come into our browser and see how it works. Okay, so if I click on this, let's check out this result. This result here should give us first class. But first thing first, let's change this. Let's just change it to Embry. Okay, right, and just click on that. Successfully updated, and this one has not shown us what classification it is. So let's go back in there and see what's going on. Let's go back here. Okay, this is where I have the problem. I was supposed to show the classification here, so let's come right down here and declare a variable. So I'm going to call that average with an S and equals, let's grab this here, okay, because that's what I'm going to be calling in here, and do that. Copy this and just paste it in there. This only goes inside the ID called average, but this one didn't go there, so we want this. So there's an S there, so let's add S here, S here as well, and this. Okay, so I'm going to save that, go back to my browser and see if it's going to do what I expect it to do. So refresh, and let's change this to something else. So let's just call it small house, that's fine. And there we go. You see that, guys? Now the class works. That's good. So everything is working. The only bit that is not working out is the reset. So let's come in here and just take care of the reset. The case of the reset, I'm going to use as follows. So for the reset, let's try and just speed that up there. This will clear all of my option objects or option buttons or whatever it's called, and this one will just clear every single text box, text field, all the input. So I'm going to save that. Let's come in here, click on and refresh it first, and let's click on reset. Okay, my reset is not working yet. Let's see. Okay, let's go back into the design here, and this is this. Okay, let's see. btn clear, btn clear, right there on mouse click, on click, right. Okay, I'm going to save it, and let's check the clear. Let's come right here. Okay, so that's my clear, and let's see. Okay, we need to attach that to this. Okay, so let's go straight to that button. Okay, to check if this clear work, let's come in here, just enter some data in here, and I'm just going to populate it. I'm going to be very fast with that. Okay, I've entered fresh new data in here. So first thing first, let's check if that will be added straight onto the database. There we go. Yes, it's successful. Let's come in here. Okay, these are the data that I used to test it. So we can just press F5. Okay, there we go, Sally Johnson. And let's go back in here, and that is Sally Johnson. So let's see if the reset works. Yeah, the reset is working, apart from this very thing there. Okay, the reset works. So guys, let's find out I think the name of this is called class, something like that, ID. And we come right here and just enter the details of that to clear it. If you go right up here, that is the name. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to save that, and let's come back in here, and we're back in here. So let's try this out now, just to make sure it works. There we go. Yeah, that's working fine. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this very advanced tutorial. I believe you all enjoyed it. You all have a nice day now, and please do subscribe, and I would also appreciate if you guys can join and become a member of my channel. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.